Thanks again for joining us and welcome to the final episode of our Dubai Adventure series. Here we'll cover our time at Palm Jumeirah, the Atlantis Hotel, JBR Beach, plus some closing thoughts from our time in Dubai. We continue to include budget-friendly tips as well as some fun facts about this amazing Middle East destination. For this video, you will find helpful links listed in the video description below. As we began each day this week, we observed the weather and the local traffic before leaving the hotel room. Each day, we packed a small backpack and tossed in protein snacks and fruit along with water before we left. For this short trip, we found the Dubai tram would pick us up right near our hotel. The white arrows on this map show the direction of the tram. We began our ride at Beach Residence 1, left arrow. Once at Palm Jumeirah stop, right arrow, we would walk to the monorail. We could see the tram stop from our room. We were able to check the balance on our Dubai Metro cards at the kiosk in the station before we hopped on the tram. The tram and its many stops cost only 3 AED and took approximately a half an hour. This is a photo of the Palm Jumeirah tram station and the monorail footbridge that would lead us to the monorail. Up the stairs and across the walkway to a parking garage with temporary directional signs, look for monorail signs with arrows. A round-trip monorail ticket cost us 20 AED or approximately $7 US. From here we could see the London project, middle, and the Jumeirah Beach residence, left. Right away we could see the Palm looked more like a bustling city than a resort. The monorail is almost a straight shot out to the end, and there are a couple of stops along the way. From the monorail, we passed the many buildings that line the trunk of the Palm, as well as parks and walking paths. From our understanding, the $12 billion Palm Jumeirah Islands project began in 2001, and 6 years later, the island's first residents moved in. Today, the 17 palm fronds are home to about 1,500 beachfront mansions, with another 6,000 apartments lined along the trunk. Also from the monorail, we could make out water inlets of the palm fronds as seen here with the yellow arrow. In this photo, you can see the road bends as the island's palm frond stretches to the outer edge. The Atlantis Hotel looks enormous as the monorail approaches the tip of the Palm. At this point, we could see the beaches at a development called The Point, which lies on the tip of the Palm. The Point is a scenic, relaxing beach area with more than 80 restaurants, shops, and attractions. It's open to tourists and has a fountain show of its own. As we crossed the water from the Palm tip to the crescent, we got a glimpse of the Atlantis and its private beach. Beachfront property on the crescent faces inward toward the Palm. Waters here are calm and protected by the breakwater on the Persian Gulf side. The monorail stops at the end of the Palm Jumeirah at the Atlantis Hotel and near the Aqua Adventure Water Park. Our intent was to discover as much as we could without being a guest at the hotel. We were prepared to turn around and get back on the monorail if we had to. The water park is large and has plenty to offer. A midday adult pass costs 289 AED or approximately $73 US. We entered the hotel and were pleasantly surprised. Shops lined the hallways. Corridors sprawled out in every direction with restaurants, more shops, the Wave House, the Lost Chambers Aquarium. You don't have to be a guest at the hotel in order to enjoy the attractions. It's free to walk the common areas like we did, but different combinations of passes can get you access to your favorite attraction or even the beach. Back outside, we headed to the boardwalk, which was a short walk and across the street. This well-planned island, the Crescent, has a large breakwater, a boardwalk, and parking along the perimeter road. This is the perimeter road that lies along the Crescent. The crescent island is 650 feet wide and about 10.5 miles long altogether. Here's a tip that's also a good reminder. This week, we encourage you to bring your own healthy snacks and water each day to save money and time. It's easier to take a snack break with food you already have when you're hungry than to search a strange land for affordable fast food when you're starving. As we walked along the boardwalk, we found a large patch of grass outside the water park that had plenty of shade. We sat for lunch and watched as a few cars drove by. We listened to the palm trees as a slight breeze passed. Birds sang to each other. We saw the blue passenger ferry sail by. See episode 3 and the ferry we took to visit Bird Dubai. We sat in the grass that afternoon in perpetual disbelief that we were truly witnessing all of this. After lunch, we headed back to the monorail. We could see once again the Burj Al Arab right and the Burj Khalifa spire left. We took the tram back to our neighborhood for another 3 AED. Then we walked down to the beach for some afternoon sun rays and a dip in the warm Gulf water. Note, pay attention to the people on the right in this photo. Napping guy and chips eating girl remain indifferent as the camels pass by on the beach. As it is, the camels lay on the beach too as they take their breaks. Evening came and we decided that for our last evening we would have drinks. We found that our hotel served a happy hour at the Sama Lounge on the 35th floor. Here's another tip. Before ordering anything for happy hour, ask the staff for more details. The menu offered a 2-for-1 drink special during happy hour. We interpreted that as buy a drink, get another one at equal or lesser value for free. When the bill came, we had been charged for 2 full-price drinks. According to our waiter, 2 for 1 meant buy one, get the exact same drink for free. Once we discussed this further, the manager honored our interpretation, but it was another lesson learned. Here's a final big tip. The last afternoon and evening, I had come down with a sinus congestion cold. I met with a pharmacist at the pharmacy because you can't get medications anywhere else, and the $7 US over-the-counter decongestion she suggested never seemed to work. After waiting for an hour for my sinus congestion to subside, I went back. She told me the only thing that would help my symptoms would cost me another $15 US, and I had to wait until the current decongestant had run its course. Disappointed, I left without the product she offered, and in disbelief that this last evening would be spoiled by my inability to breathe. During dinner, it dawned on me that we could look online for the active ingredient of a product from home that I knew would work. We showed the product and its active ingredient name to a different pharmacist. He disappeared momentarily and returned with exactly what I had asked for. This completely saved the evening and helped me get the rest needed for the long trek home. We arose early the next morning as our flight was in the 9 o'clock hour and we had called for a 7 a.m. taxi. Dubai had been kind to us. We felt safe everywhere we went. Everything was kept clean. There were signs of progress wherever we turned. English is the common language for tourists. Dubai doesn't have the enormous oil wealth enjoyed by its neighbors such as Abu Dhabi. Its main source of wealth has historically been as a port. But in recent years, local leaders learned that more than 2/3 of the world's population live within an 8-hour flight of Dubai, and 1/3 live within a 4-hour flight. Dubai leaders decided to make money from property development and luxury tourism instead, building impressive hotel buildings, malls, and entertainment centers. They have realized a dream and have created a superb vacation destination. There are plenty of attractions we missed this time around, but it means we'll have to return. The building aptly called the Frame, as well as the grounds of Expo 2020, will have to remain on our list until next time. Waiting in the jetway before boarding, the Burj Khalifa could not help but remind us of all the amazing adventures we had. These next few photos are for those of you who ask, do you really see that many exotic cars in Dubai? The answer is yes, and here you go. This is the final episode in our 6-part series of our adventure in Dubai. We hope it gives you enough information and inspiration to plan your next bucket list vacation. Time to get packing! As always, thanks for watching and feel free to subscribe and give this video a like. Leave any questions or comments you have below.